All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sim Room. We are here for the TC Houston Open, and we're going to be playing round one today. So it's been a long week. I haven't touched a club really all week, so the background behind me might look a little different. That's because I've been spending this week getting kind of phase one of the Sim rebuild done. So behind that screen was 14 feet of shelves behind that back wall. You can see I've cut out about 2/3 of it, put it on that wall, moved some of the rest of the shelves to the basement so we didn't lose storage space. But that's what I've been doing this week. I'll post that video here soon just because that phase is done. So now we have to build the new enclosure and get the new screen hung. I ordered the screen last night, so that should be coming in probably in 7 to 10 days. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, maybe a little bit longer because I ordered it on a Friday night after they were closed. So we'll just get that when it gets here. But today, yeah, like I said, we're playing round one. This is at, I don't even remember, the Memorial Park Golf Course. I haven't even looked at this course yet. Like I said, I haven't turned the sim on since last Sunday and today's Saturday. So I haven't even touched a club in a few days. So we're just going to see how this goes. I did a quick warm up, hit it all right. We'll see how things go. But let's see how the course is set up for us today. All right. So like I said, this is the TC Houston Open. Let's get into round one. Looks like we're playing 5,900 yards. Let's see what the course looks like. Normal firmness for green and fairway. 11 stimp and the wind is calm. That's fantastic. That's great for me. So let's go ahead and load it up and get going. All right, in our warm-up today, the driver wasn't being too crazy, but that's going to change quickly, I'm sure. Looks like we have a tree-lined course again, which is just going to tear me up. That's usually how it goes when we're playing in the trees. So 267 yards right down the middle is what we're playing for. Let's see what we can do. Well, we got a big high push to start us off with, but it looks like we're going to be all right. So in the warm-up, I only actually pushed one like that once. So I wasn't playing for it, but we're looks like we're just fine. All right, we've got a wide open front of the green down there, so we're just going to run a hybrid up there. 213 yards to the front edge, but we may not get there coming out of the rough, but we're just going to fire one down there and see what we get. That's exactly what we're looking for. Drawing in there. Run, baby. All right, we're going to come up a little bit short. That's all right. It was just a little too long for my hybrid and a little too short for the forward, so we're in good shape here. All right, we're going to launch 0.2 left. It's going to run a little right to left, so we're just playing this out a little bit to the right. 17 yards. Get in there. There we go. Great chip. Great birdie. That's a good start. All right, not a whole lot going on here. We got kind of a long, skinny green, so we're going to play it as 130 yards. A little bit out to the right. Should just be a nice, easy pitching wedge. Be right. That's right on the pin. Be good. Run up there. That's going to be short. That's all right. Great ball. All right, we're breaking left to right, but not a ton. We've only got 8 feet to go. So I'm going to put this right on the left edge with some pace and let it break in there to the middle. There we go. Yeah, back-to-back birdies to start us off here. We're basically going to play this just like the first hole. We're just going to play it towards the middle of the fairway and maybe favor the left side just a bit, but we really have no clue where this is going. That's right. Oh my goodness. I could see how open that club face was when it came through. And we should at least have a shot, I think. Yeah, as long as we don't get into that collider. Oh, man. Like I said, I could see it. When the club face came through, it was like slow motion. I could see the thing was just like, oh, that's terrible. All right, well, out of the rough. We're likely not going to get there, so we're just going to power a 4-wood here. Run. Stay in the fairway for me. Oh, it's going to run into the rough. Yep. Oh, such a good shot out of the rough, only to trickle back into the rough. That was a great shot. I can't really be mad about that. All right, we're coming out of the rough. We're not going to have any spin, so this ball is going to release. So we're just going to play this as 29, maybe 30 yards. Oh, cooked that a little too much. All right, we got 20 feet down, 2, so 18 feet is going to be our feel. I question if I have this played out to the left a little too much, but we're going to find out here in a second. Get in there. Get it. Oh, lipped it out. That would have been an awesome third birdie in a row. All right, you know the drill. We've pushed 2 in a row now, so we're going to play the left edge of the fairway and see if we can kind of put one out there. That felt fantastic. That felt so good. Man, the club face was open. If you look at the shot replay, I felt when that left the club face, I thought I smoked that thing down the middle of the fairway. Let's look at the data. It was 1.2 open to path, 2.4 open to target. So, I mean, that's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. Dead center of the club face. How did that slice 55 yards? All right, so it's the 28th. VTrack said they'd have an update for driver spin by the end of the month, so they got 3 days. I don't know. I feel like this had to have been a misread to some degree. I mean, it's just the club face was just barely open, almost dead center of the face, just barely heel side, which would put a little slice spin on it, but I don't see how that's a 55-yard slice. Oh well, we got a shot at the pin, so we're fine. All right, we've got 160 yards, but with the rough penalty, we're looking at about 170. It's going to launch 1.9 to the left, so not much there. Just a nice easy 7-iron. Pulled it a little bit, but it should keep us... Wow, I hit that hard. Wow. 187. I guess I did not... So we're going to call that a mental mistake. That was supposed to be an easy 7-iron. I hit pretty much a full 7-iron. That was on me. All right, so we got 20-yard chip here. It's uphill a little bit. It's going to launch 0.4 to the right, run a little bit right, so we got played out to the left. 20 yards, and then it's going to run up the hill a little bit when it releases. Wow. Well, that was a terrible effort. That looks like, oh my goodness, yeah. So I did not read the second half of that green. But the uphill peaks at the pin, and then it runs down. So that was another mental mistake there. Not reading the whole green, because had I looked at the whole green, I would have played that more conservative and not chipped it so hard knowing that it would have ran away from the pin on the backside. So 2 shots in a row, 2 mental mistakes in a row. All right, we got a 25-foot putt up 5 feet, so it's going to be a 30-foot field. Once again, I'm not sure if I have this placed too far out to the left, but last time it ended up being just not enough. So we're going to play it there and see how we do. Great speed, but yeah, definitely played that out too far. All right, well, we gave one back there. All right, short par 4 here. The way I push the ball, though, I don't want to try and draw this around the tree, so I'm just going to take a 4-wood right off the edge of this tree. I tend to draw the 4-wood a little bit more than a driver, obviously, so we're going to play for there and see what happens. And then I push that. That's going to make this hole really, really long. All right, we've got a 158 carry here. Luckily, this was a short par 4 because I can have a terrible tee shot like that and still have a decent shot into the pin. But with the rough penalty, we're probably around 165, 167, somewhere in that range. So I need to hit a 7 easy. It's got to be an easy 7-iron. This is what we said last hole, and we hit a hard one, or a full one. So easy 7-iron. That did not feel like a push at all. It definitely was. You can see the ball in the shot replay shoot right. But the club face doesn't. I don't know. That was definitely a push. You can see the ball shoot off to the right there, but it didn't feel like it. It actually felt like a really good shot. That was kind of weird. All right, we got 26 yards here. It's going to launch 1.7 left, and then it's going to run it's running pretty far or pretty fast right to left. So we're just going to play it. This looks pretty good. 26 yards. Pulled that. Man, I hit hard again. And we're still chipping. All right, we got 22 feet. Looks like it's up a couple, so 24 feet is going to be our field. Playing this up here to the left. It's running pretty hard left to right. So just trying to get into the gimme circle here. Gave another one back. All right, another short par 4 here. We're going to play it right up that left side. Hopefully we can straighten one out. Yeah, that was a little heely. All right, well, we got a fairway hit. It was kind of ugly, but it still counts as a fairway hit. That was not a great strike. That was very heely, but it got the job done for us. All right, 73 yards right at it. Get up there. That was a little thin. That's all right. That's a good ball. All right, we got 14 feet here. The break really picks up the last couple feet of the putt, so playing it out here, hopefully not too much. We'll see. Well, that really didn't break at all. I mean, I definitely hit it through the break. All right, we got 137 here to the front edge. I'm going to hit a hard pitching wedge. I'd rather do that than hit a really soft 9, so we're going to see what a really hard wedge gets us. Oh, yeah, be good. Great shot. Good ball there. That's awesome. All right, this is just a complete guess. We got 15 feet down 1, so it's going to be a 14-foot field. Just throwing it way out here to the right. Just trying to get this in the circle. Slow down ball. There we go. All right. That is a testy little putt there. All right, this one, we're going to play this just outside the left edge of the fairway just because we have OB right. Don't need to flirt with that for any reason. Definitely a push cup, but not too bad. There we go. Man, a few weeks ago, we were hitting that shot reliably on command. Where'd that go? All right, we got about 230 to the front edge of this. The front of the green's wide open, so we're just going to knock a 4-wood. See if we can run it up onto the green. Draw for me. There we go. Get going. Oh, be good. Run, baby. Be good. Come on. Oh, get in there. Oh, that's all right. We got ourselves an eagle putt. What a great shot. That would have been so cool if that ran into the gimme circle. All right, 6.5 feet. We have this just inside that right edge for our eagle. There we go. There we go. First, I think that's my first tournament eagle. I've had, I think, 4 now in the about 4 months I have my simulator. So 1 per month. That's not impressive. But I think that is my first tournament eagle. So that's awesome. All right, 134 yards here in the par 3. Favoring the left side just in case I block one. I want to just play a little bit safer there to the center of the green. So 134 yards. Oh, that was a shank. What did I do there? Oh my goodness. I just hosel rocketed out of bounds after getting an eagle. Are you serious? That is a legit hosel rocket. Wow, folks. Okay, well now, if you've been curious why the channel is called Spray and Pray, you just saw it. An eagle followed up with a hosel rocket out of bounds. That's incredible. That's incredible. I mean, not many people can do that. I mean, a hosel rocket does creep into my game very, very rarely. It's usually only when I'm trying to get after a ball, and that, I mean, I wasn't trying to get after it. That was just a nice, easy wedge. Whew! All right, well, let's just give that eagle away. I felt just a little thin kick up there. Wow, this hole. This is not going to end well on the scorecard. All right, we got 19 yards out of the rough, so this is not going to have much spin on it. Running pretty hard right to left, so we're going to play that out to the right. And I pulled it. All right, 10 feet plus 4. It's going to be a 14, 15-foot feel. I'm not convinced I have this red right. I feel like that's too much, but when I move it back, it feels like it's not enough. We're just going to leave it there, feeling like it's not enough, and just give it some pace. Whew. All right, that's a big putt there to save double. You know, that's a weird thing to say, to save double. That was a great putt, though. We just gave that eagle away, but at least we limited the damage to a double. That could have been much worse. All right, going after that left edge again. Good fairway for me. There we go. All right. Got a couple nice little cuts these last couple holes. That's a good drive right there. All right, 108 yards for a carry. It's a nice, easy 52 degree. Pulled it. Yep. Man, I turned on that so bad. Which, of course, is going to give it more distance. Way past the pin to the left. 43-foot putt coming down. All right, 43 feet up 2, so 45-foot field. Just throwing that out to the left. I have no clue if that's good or not, but we're just going for the gimme circle. 45 feet. I don't know if I hit that hard enough. Okay, I did. All right, not a bad putt. That is a great effort right there for just kind of guessing at it. All right, so we have 178 to the front of this green. It's going to release up there. A 6-iron would just be too much. It's going to have to be a big 7, but we can definitely get a 7 there. So we're going to play it out here just to the center of the green because I tend to turn these over a little bit. I pushed it. Oh, that distance would have been really good too if I had hit that straight. All right, 25 yards out of the sand. All right, this is a testy little putt here. We got 9 feet. Just not enough break. That sucks. Didn't need to give another bogey there. All right, we're hitting that high cut here, so we're going to put it just off the left side of the fairway again, see if we can keep that trend going. Nope, we're going to push slice a massive one out there to the right. That's right, we got a shot at least. Ugly, but we got a shot. All right, so I'm calling another misread. That is 0.4 open to the path, only 2.4 open to target, almost dead center of the face, just barely heel side. How did that have a 60-yard slice on it? I don't know. So either something is misread there, whether it's the club data and it was really more open than what it's showing, because I had an in-to-out path. I mean, the ball clearly is launching to the right. Like that, you can see that. So it definitely went right. But where did 19 degrees of spin axis come from? I don't know. I feel like I talked too much about it, but I definitely think VTrack has some work to do. Hopefully in the next 3 days, we're going to get that update from them that's going to fix this. But something in here, I'm not saying the shot is necessarily wrong, but something in the data is wrong because the math doesn't match. I don't know. You tell me if I'm wrong. All right, we got 163, 162 or so. With the rough penalty, we're probably looking at about 175. And we do have a little tree that we're going to be coming down over, so hopefully we clear that tree. How did I do that again? This 7-iron is not Not treating me well. I don't think we have the distance there either way. That was just a little bit fat, but how is that club face so open? All right, this is going to be a testy little chip shot. It's going to launch a little to the right. 22 yards, but it's downhill and the green's running away. So this is going to have to be a little cut up shot, pop it up, and just hope it lands soft and trickles into the circle. All right, it's too hard. Sit down ball. All right, there we go. Great shot. Man, I thought that was way too hard. Whew. All right, good shot there out of a tough situation. All right, really short par 4 here. If we get after one, we can get there. Not with that high cut. That's too short. But if I hit a good one, it would get there. But I'm playing this out off the left side of that green. Just playing for a big high cut. We'll be a little short of the green, but that's fine. And I just saw that Illinois came back and is only down 4 at halftime to Iowa, which is fantastic. All right, well, that's going to be the right line, but I'm not going to have the distance. Shoot, that was really close. Great tee shot. All right, we got 23 yards. It's launching 1 degree left and then running pretty hard right to left. So I'm playing this way out to the right just because I've been pulling these little chip shots. So 23 yards. Need to make sure we're not running this past the pin like we've done a few times already this round. I got scared of it. I sent 2 or 3 chips way past the pin and just got scared of it. That's ugly. That's terrible. All right, we got 17 feet here. I can't decide where I want this marker. I feel like this is a little too far out. But we got 17 feet for it to break, so I'm going to leave it there. So that's what my gut says, but my head says it's a little too far out. And it wasn't enough. What a disappointing hole. To be a couple yards off the green on your drive and par it. That's sickening. All right, we're playing 175 just at the front of the screen. Let it run up there to the pin. 7-iron. Hopefully I don't block another one because that's all I've hit so far today is blocked 7-irons. Run up there. That's right at it. All right, great ball. Great ball. Let's get our second eagle today. All right, this is eerily similar to the last putt I just hit. 17 feet, up 3, so 20 feet feel. A couple feet further, but the break looks just the same. So I'm basically just doubling the break that I'm playing. So 20 foot is our feel. Break in there. Oh my goodness. Oh, just lipped it. That's all right. That's a good birdie. Man, it would have been great to have a second eagle. Go eagle, hosel rocket out of bounds, back to another eagle. That would be an epic round right there. Looks like we've got about 112. Let's play it right at it. Just a nice easy gap wedge. Pulled it a little bit, but not exactly what we were going for there, but at least we're putting. All right, we got 23 feet down 4, so our feel is going to be 19 feet. And the break is only in the second half of this, but it's also downhill, so it's going to break a little bit more than I think. So I'm going to play it out right there. Once again, I feel like that might be too much, but with it being downhill, I think it looks good. Stop ball. Ooh, oh my goodness. All right, well, that was a terrible putt. That was actually the right read, I think, but I pulled that 2 degrees, which beats a couple rounds ago. I had like 1.8 or something like that, and I said that was the worst I pulled a putt in a tournament round. We've surpassed that now. We got 2-degree pull putt. That would have been center of the cup had I not pulled it. All right, another par 5 here, hole 16. We got water down the right-hand side, so definitely playing this outside of the left edge of the fairway. Don't need to go anywhere near that water. That was a little toey, I think. Or at least I did not catch that cart path. All right, well, it's par 5 at least, so we can take our medicine and get us up there. All right, just a 9-iron out here to get us down into the fairway. Good looking ball. All right, back in business. All right, we got about 102, 103 yard carry here. It's going to launch a little to the right. I'd love to hit a hard 56 degree here, but it's sloping back to front, so that would just rip back to the front of the green. It's going to have to be an easy 52 degree. Pulled it a little bit, but it was a decent strike. Might be a little long. Yeah, a little bit. Not a great effort, but got a good putt at least. All right, we got 26 feet here, dead even, straight in. The first 5 feet, it's just barely wanting to break right to left, so I'm playing this on the right edge of the cup. That will account for that first little break. And then, of course, if I pull it at all, but this is going to have to be a straight putt. Pulled it 0.5 degree. That was the miss. Man, I'd love to wail on one here and just... If I hit that same draw as the last hole, I could clear that, but we're going to play this way out to the left just to be safe. In fact, we're going to move over to the right side of the tee box just to increase that angle a little bit. Should be a great ball. Yep. Sit down for me. Sit. Nope, that's going to be rough. All right, we got 75 yards here. It's going to launch just barely to the right. Come out of the rough, so not much spin, but with the rough penalty, we're looking at probably 78, 79 yards. Be the right distance. Get up there, ball. Get up there. Yes, great shot. There we go. Great birdie heading into 18. All right, you know the drill. Off the left side of the fairway, just run one up there. Where is that slice coming from? All right, let's look at the data because I don't believe that slice necessarily. All right, so we are 1.6 club path in to out, which would produce a draw spin. 1.3 close to the path, which would produce a draw spin. 0.3 degrees open to the target. But yet we got 15 degrees of spin axis. That was low in the face, which should lower spin, but we're at 3,700 backspin, and then just barely heel side, How did that have 15 degrees of spin axis and 40 yards of slice? I'm calling another misread. I mean, if you're watching this and can explain the data to me and why or how that gets to that, explain it to me. I honestly would love to learn. I've asked VTrack several times, can you explain it to me, like how this got to where it went? And they never do. They just kind of like, oh yeah, we acknowledge, the readings are not perfect. We have an update coming. That's pretty much all they say. So if you know the math on this, or you're a physics major, explain this to me like I'm 5, because I don't see how that shot is real. All right, we're launching 1.6 degrees to the right, so we've got this played out to the left just a little. 88 yards, but coming out of the rough, this is probably more like a 92, 93 yard shot. Slope is back to front, but since we're coming out of the rough with no spin, I can get away with a full 60 degree because it's just not going to rip back. So yeah, we'll call it about a 93, 94 yard carry. Pushed it. Don't do that with wedges very often. Not what we wanted there on 18. We were set up there for a good approach shot, but we wasted that opportunity. All right, 29 feet to close out our round. Let's drip one in here and walk out under par. Oh, wait, I'm already under par. All right, let's walk out of here too under par. Didn't hit it. All right, guys, that is the end of round one. Let's take a look at our stats and see how we did. All right, we came in with 9 pars, 4 bogeys, 1 eagle, which is awesome, 3 bogeys, and of course that double bogey out of bounds hosel rocket. That's embarrassing. 29 putts, that's not good. That's a few putts too high. Hour and 4-minute round, fairly quick. 13 greens of regulation, so we brought that back up. That's been a little low for us the last couple rounds. I mean, 13, I'd still like to see that more 14, 15, but 13 is good. 5 fairway hits. That might be a tournament record for us. In fact, I'll just call it. That's got to be a record. I never hit 5 fairways. 65 feet of total putting. That's fantastic. So all in all, a really good round. But if I'm honest with myself, that's kind of an easy course. I expect the scores to go low this week. We've had a couple hard courses the last 2 weeks with the Players' Championship, and then I don't remember where last week was. The Valspar tournament. I don't remember where it was. Copperhead Country Club, I think. Those are both tough courses. This one is definitely set up a little easier. It's a little more open. You can spray it off the fairway a little bit and get away with it. Trees weren't too much trouble. So yeah, I mean, it's a good round to be 1 under, but honestly, that should have been more like 3 or 4 under. And to be competitive this week, I'm guessing people will be in the 8 to 9 under range per round. So I would expect the winner to be at 15, 16 under for this week. So we got some work to do on round 2, but that was a good one to get back under par at least. So if you like that, smash the like button. If you have a comment or a question or whatever, I'll answer anything you guys want to talk about. So hit that follow button and we'll see you out there for round 2.